On a recent sightseeing visit to London, I set out to find a specific place in the city that's been on my go-see list for quite some time. And no, I'm not talking about Buckingham Palace, which happens to be a touristic zoo right now. The place I'm taking you to is pretty obscure. Not in your usual guidebook, but I think you might still find it interesting. How did I learn about it? Actually, back in my college days, studying geography at Cal State and then after that UCLA. The discipline of geography is concerned about the location of things on the Earth's surface, mapping those things, and studying the spatial relationships that exist among them. So, as a geographer, when I travel, I look for opportunities to visit places of some geographic importance. And that's why we're now heading into the district of Soho. So, what do we mean by spatial relationships? Well, it's why, especially here in Soho, essential portable fixtures like this one are often located a short walking distance from busy pubs like the ones we see on this street. It's a geographic proximity thing. Things that are close together are likely more related than things that are far apart. By the way, we're walking alongside Golden Square right now. And speaking of spatial relationships and Soho and pubs, let's turn our attention to the place we're walking to right now. Looking at this nice upscale neighborhood near Golden Square in Soho, would you believe that in the mid-1800s, this was all one big, overcrowded, disgusting slum? Here we are on Broadwick Street. In the mid-19th century, the street was simply named Broad Street, and in 1854, it was exactly here and in the surrounding neighborhood that an epidemic of cholera occurred. And getting back to our theme of Soho, pubs, and spatial relationships, beyond public outdoor urinals, of course, we have here the John Snow pub. And who was John Snow? Well, let's just say that there's a map involved, and something about spatial relationships. Let's take a closer look. So here's the water pump, and I crouched down in the middle of a busy sidewalk to read the inscription. Dr. John Snow, 1813 to 1858, a noted anesthetist and physician, lived near the focus of the 1854 Soho cholera epidemic, which started in August 1854 in Broad Street, as Broadwick Street was then called. In September of that year, more than 500 people died in Soho from the disease. Snow had studied cholera in the 1848-9 epidemic in South London and developed a novel theory that polluted drinking water caused the disease. He recognized that cholera cases were clustered around the water pump located here and showed it was the cause of the epidemic. There is more to the story, however. At the time of the outbreak, cholera was thought to be airborne rather than waterborne. So that's where the discipline of geography comes in. Jon Snow figured it all out by constructing a map showing the locations of cholera cases in relation to the locations of public water pumps. And guess what he found? Cholera cases were geographically clustered near one particular pump, the Broad Street pump. When Snow presented his findings to public officials, the handle on the Broad Street pump was removed and the epidemic was stopped. This replica of the Broad Street pump stands in the location of the original as a memorial to Snow's work. So, my visit to Broadwick Street left me wondering, after many trips to London over the years, why did it take me so long to check out this place that I had learned about in my college days? Taking notes about it, writing term papers, and even taking classes from professors who included Jon Snow and his landmark map in the textbooks that they authored. I don't know, but it was a worthwhile visit, and next time I'll need to spend a little more time and have a pint in the Jon Snow pub. In the meantime, here's a few modern-day takes on the topic that I found interesting.